So, welcome to the missing link in your manifestation practice. And whether you're watching live or if you're catching the replay, what I want you to do is I want you to answer this question for me. Have you ever been in a situation before where you feel like you're doing absolutely everything in your power to raise your vibration, to work on your mindset, and yet you're still not seeing results? And it just feels like you're bashing your head against the wall day in and day out, trying to manifest things, and you just cannot understand why you can't get your bigger desires. And where I often see people, really bashing their head against the wall is a lot to do with money mindset, actually. And I'm going to take you into some of the behind the scenes workings of my own mind in this masterclass, which was perfectly presented to me on Saturday, and just let you know what the missing step is and the thing that I keep always circling back to. And when I heal, because we're not broken people, so we don't need fixing, but when I heal that specific aspect of my life, things drastically change, like almost overnight, and it's absolutely incredible. So for those who may be new to manifestation, maybe new to who I am, I like to teach manifestation on a mind, body, and soul level, because everything needs to be looked at holistically. We can't isolate anything. Everything is always working together, and it's always multifaceted, right? We're multifaceted human beings as well. There's not one size fits all. And I don't like teaching a one size fits all strategy, because we are all a once in a lifetime cosmic event, and we are all just unique, beautiful individuals. Therefore, nothing is a one size fits all. Even when you buy a size medium top in the shops, it's going to fit somebody better than the next person. You get my drift. There is no one size fits all. So let's look at what manifestation is again. Go through mind, body, and soul, and how we use those three elements to manifest our soul's desires. And then we're going to get into some really juicy stuff. And I've also got some really exciting announcements to make. So my first exciting announcement is the prize winner, as promised, from our masterclass Resilience last week. And the winner for the most engaged person, and it's a new hero. I'm very delighted to be gifting her a human design reading. I know that she's always on Facebook watching the replays, is Rebecca Frost. So congratulations on winning that. As mentioned last week, our other human design chart reader was Tracy, and she invited the most people into the Facebook group. So that was that. And I cannot wait to get those human design readings to those beautiful ladies. So congratulations. Congratulations. Now, more importantly, tonight's topic, let's dive in. So last week, we really did speak a lot about mindset, and this is the mind element to manifesting your desires, right? So in our mind, we've got our subconscious paradigms, and we are always attracting in accordance to what we believe into our reality. Okay, so I know a lot of people say that manifestation starts with a thought. Yes, that's true, but it's not the whole truth. It starts with the thoughts that are actually rooted in our subconscious mind. Okay, now to put it into perspective, right now your subconscious mind is running your whole body. It's running the blood flow, it's running the breath, it's running all of these things in the background, and it's impossible to know everything that is actually wired into our subconscious mind. So when we're looking at our subconscious mind and we want to understand what is happening in our reality, or what is happening inside our subconscious mind, we look at our reality, and that will help us understand what our belief systems are. Okay, now I'm going to park that there because we've spoken about that quite a lot. And I'm going to start getting into more of the energetic sides of things. Okay, so in manifestation, one of the things that we also learn is that everything is energy. And if everything is energy, then we need to become an energetic match, which is often called a vibrational match or a frequency match to our desires. And whatever's in our predominant vibration is what we're constantly attracting into our lives. Okay. Now, this is where the body aspect comes in, because our body holds the energy. So when we think about energy, we have to think about our thoughts, our actions, our words, our emotions, our intentions, and quite physically, our physical energy, which is how vital do we feel? How physically vital are we being every day? Are we able to look after our health? And health is so important for our manifestation process. So I'm going to park that there because I'm going to get to the missing link. I'm literally going to give you the missing link now. So I'm just parking all these elements. So we've got mind, subconscious paradigms, beliefs, bringing in. We've got body, literally holding the frequency and the vibration, parking it. We're going to go more into that. And we've also got our soul. And our soul is how each of us all have our own karmic missions in this lifetime, our own dharma, and we all are wired in a very unique way. And for this purpose, I actually love to, as you know, use human design and the gene keys to decipher how everybody operates. Okay, so when you can unlock how each of us operates and you understand your wiring, we move into what we call homeostasis with our soul's blueprint. Now, what is homeostasis? Homeostasis is when you are in complete alignment. You are being authentic to who you are. Authenticity is not about being a good person. Being authentic means that you own the good parts, the bad parts, the light parts, the dark parts. You accept every single soul inside your being. And then when we move into homeostasis, things flow to us easily. And that's how we attract from the mind, body, and soul approach. Now, I had the most incredible cacao ceremony by myself this weekend. And I could feel in my body that I had some resistance. Now, I want you to just take a moment to do one of my favorite exercises with me. So if you are new here, welcome. If you have done this exercise with me 500 times, you're now going to do it for the 501st time. So take a moment, close your eyes, take a deep breath in. And I just want you to feel your body as it is right now. Feel into your toes, feel into your legs, up into your quads, your hamstrings, your pelvis region, all the way into your belly and your back, up into your chest, your shoulders, down your arms, into your fingertips, your throat, your face, your jaw, and just be aware of every part of your body, every single cell inside your being. And now that you're more connected with who you are and how you're feeling and where there might be some resistance and where there may not, and where you're just a little bit more connected, I want you to start picturing yourself in your kitchen. And in your kitchen, you notice the fridge and you walk up and you place your hand and you can even feel the cool handle. And you open up the fridge door. You feel that little slight breath of that cold air hitting your face. And in your fridge is this big, fat, juicy lemon. It's huge. It's delicious. It smells citrusy, fresh, beautiful. You grab into the fridge, you reach out for that lemon, and you take it over to the cutting board. You cut open this lemon, and you take a big, juicy bite out of that lemon. You can come back to now and open your eyes. Now, I don't know about you, but every time I do that exercise, my jaw clenches, my gland starts to salivate. And this is proof that the thoughts we think, we do have a mind-body connection. The mind, without having that physical experience, just from visualization, is already starting to allow your body to do the physical reaction to something that you've just visualized. And that is a process that we call the mind-body connection, where when you're thinking a thought, it's sending out neurotransmitters to your body to react in accordance to the thoughts that you have. Now, what did I just say earlier? Our thoughts are one thing, but we've also got subconscious paradigms, which is stories that have become so ingrained inside our minds that they're actually running the show. So now we've got mind, body, and we're starting to understand this connection a little bit deeper, right? Who's with me here? Who's understanding it a little bit deeper? And if you are, just pop in a heart or a thumbs up in the chat box so I can see that you're with me. Because if our subconscious mind is constantly thinking thoughts of fear and doubts, what happens when we have fear and doubt? We tense up, we go, or need to run away from that bear. And our whole body starts to tense up, and we start to feel this growing, like shoulders are going up, seeing hearts, we can't breathe, our chest closes up. And that puts our nervous system into a state of flight, fight, and freeze. Now, when we're in fight, flight, and freeze, our body, we're just not in connection with our body. And our body holds the wisdom. So this is where another piece of human design, because again, it all interlinks, our bodies hold the wisdom. It's not our mind. In human design, if you look into even just the gates in the human design head center, you'll see that in our mind, we've got the gate of confusion, the gate of doubt, and the gate of mystery. And I don't know about you, but I never want to make a decision from confusion, from doubt, or from mystery. Okay. And it's so important to understand that this is why our bodies hold the wisdom. Our bodies hold the wisdom. Now, we're getting back to my cacao ceremony that I did on Saturday evening. And it was such a beautiful thing because I could feel in my body that I had some resistance. And sometimes you don't even know what the resistance is. We just know that you've got resistance to something. And this can feel like, oh, I just feel flat today. This could feel like, and there's obviously a number of reasons, but sometimes you just don't feel like you belong inside your own body. And let me know if you've ever had that experience before. Literally, I'm in my postpartum journey and felt that so intensely also after giving birth, because my body was growing in another human being and I felt like it wasn't my own body for such a long time. Right. So I was feeling some resistance and I couldn't understand because certain things that I wanted to manifest were not coming to me. But yet, when I'd done the mindset work around those specific areas, I was like, but this is actually really, I've sorted out all of these things right now. And so I'll actually tell you exactly what it's about. I was looking into my money mindset. I was feeling some resistance. So I was like, what is this resistance? And when I looked into my money mindset, I was like, but my relationship with money is really good. And I'm really, like, I've really up-leveled in so many ways in this area. And I just don't understand why I had such an unsuccessful launch. And that's where the resistance was coming up with embodiment evolution. And this is where the resistance was coming up because I know, right? I know that if I'm looking at my external reality, it's giving me clues to what I'm feeling internally, what my mind is thinking, where my thoughts are, all of those things. So I was very acutely aware that I'd had an unsuccessful launch. I was feeling resistance. And so I thought that the natural thing to do was to work on my money mindset. And I sat down, I had my cacao, which allows my heart to open and for me to receive advice and guidance from the higher powers that be. And I came back to the core missing elements that the whole of Mind Your Hero is even built upon in the session. Can anybody guess what it is? Can anybody guess what underlies the mind, body, and soul parts of manifestation? Does anybody know what that core element is that we all need in order to build strong foundations so that our house doesn't topple down? All right. Now let's think. I'm going to let you know, but I want to hear what you think it might be first. So let's think about manifestation in terms of building a house, right? We spoke about this a lot last week, but you have to get really clear on what it is that you want. And if you're building a house, you'll probably work with an architect. You'll probably work with a visualization artist, and they'll be able to actually construct your house in the computer before it's even built. Right? That's kind of like visualizing, right? You can construct what you want in your mind before it even hits reality. Beautiful. But now you can see it so clearly. You know it's going to happen, just like we know that our manifestations are going to come to us. And yet, even though there's a process, you get so excited that you go out and you go and buy the furniture for your house, right? You go out and you buy the couch and you buy the beds and you're just so excited and you can't wait for it to be delivered. And online shopping, wonderful thing. You've put in your address, but it's being delivered to the empty plot of land where the building hasn't even started breaking ground. So you could throw some bricks together, but you know that will topple down because you need foundations to house this furniture. And if you don't have this home for this furniture, it's just going to get destroyed, or you're going to have to send it back, or you're going to have to find an alternative place to keep it until you can use it. And that's how I was approaching my manifestation. I was approaching it as I wanted the end result. I could see the end results, and I was going for all the fancy bits and pieces without understanding that I was missing the foundations to my practice. And when I say manifestation practice, people think, oh, it's my affirmations, they just worded wrong. Yes, the wording of your affirmations is very important, but it's not that. People think that, oh, it's my journaling practice. I forgot to do it that one day. It's not your journaling practice or the frequency of how many times you do it. Obviously, those things help, but it's not the practice that's giving you the bad luck. So what was it? And I circled back to, I hadn't given myself permission. And there's an element of myself that was lacking in the self-love departments. And that is the missing key, the foundations upon which we build our manifestation. And why is self-love so important? Because I know even the term self-love is just so overused, and everyone's like hashtag self-love, but what is self-love? Because a lot of people misunderstand this concept. So let's go through it again on the mind, body, and soul approach, the holistic version of it. So in the mind, we have to allow our thoughts to get to the point of believing that we are worthy of receiving our desires. Now, you may have done money mindset work and you've healed your money, for example, but the key crucial element is that, do you believe you're worthy of receiving it? Because if you don't truly believe in your worth, in your value, in your enoughness, you're going to attract things into your life that show you where your beliefs are about, I'm not enough. I'm not worthy of this. I'm not worthy of that money. And that is a very big, critical, key element. What are your belief systems about who you are? What are your belief systems about the self-love that you're giving yourself? Because self-love is just giving yourself permission to shine brightly, to be all that you're meant to be, and to allow yourself to know that you're worthy. And you are. You all are worthy and more than enough, because you simply exist, not because of any behavior or act or success you've ever had in your life. You're just worthy because you are. You are enough because you are. And we have to remind ourselves of that. So that's the belief system, is that if your core underlying beliefs don't believe that you are worthy of receiving whatever it is that you're wanting, you're not going to get it. Now, in your body, and this is a big one. In fact, I'm going to go to soul. I'm going to go to soul first, because body I want to do last. I know I always do mind, body, soul, but soul seems to be the one that we're going to be talking about next. So in our soul, and again, looking at this more from like a human design principle, we are all wired, and wired to experience life in a certain way. And again, there's no one size fits all strategy, but the way the world works is that it pushes ideals and conditions onto us from a very early age. And we believe that we have to be a certain way and act in a certain way in order to receive love, acceptance, reverence, celebration. And so we start pulling away from who we are naturally meant to be in this world to branch out into all these different areas of, well, I think I need to be this, so then I can be like, so then my parents can tell me that they're proud of me, or I need to do this so that this person can think this of me, and I need to look this certain way, and I need to do this and that. All of these different beliefs that we have start making us pull further and further and further away from who we are at the core. Now, before we can even start deconditioning and moving back into homeostasis, which is in that alignment, which is when you're attracting all of your desires to you, you need to give yourself permission. You need to write that permission slip, and that is an act of self-love. You need to allow yourself to be all that you've ever been born to be. And that is infinite potential. But how often, and this is something you can ask yourself, how often have you been in maybe a boardroom or in a group of friends and you're like, oh, I want to say, oh, no, can't say that. Like, what is Susie Jane going to think of me if I say that? And so you stop shining your light brightly. You dim yourself to fit in. How many times have you possibly even been around company where somebody says, oh, I'm just having a really hard time. And your ego jumps, well, you should see the hard time I'm having. I'm also having such a hard time. And it's not to take away, there are really challenging times in our lives. And it's not to take away from that. But how you are reacting to other people's hard times, how you are reacting to other people's celebrations, how you are reacting to a person putting up a new car, a home, their beautiful body on an island, how you are reacting to that is talking more about your own self-worth than what that person is actually doing. Okay? And that is quite a big thing to comprehend. Just taking a moment to be self-aware of your reactions to the world around you is going to, again, tell you so much more about yourself than you would not even believe. And when you can start to deeply gain that awareness, you can ask yourself better questions. And when you ask yourself better questions, you receive better answers. And better questions would be, instead of going, oh, well, she must just be lucky. I don't know how they did that. You can start saying, well, how can I get that? How can I receive that or be that or achieve that? And that's just through the art of asking yourself better questions. And it starts with giving yourself permission to be all that you're meant to be, to shine your light brightly, to stop dimming, to stop playing small. My favorite quote of all time, and I will say it over and over and over and over and over again, it's by the Persian poet Rumi. It states, stop acting so small. You are the universe in ecstatic motion. Really let that sink in. You are the universe in ecstatic motion, which means you have unlimited potential and you can be, do, and have all that you aspire to be. Everything. Okay, so that's the soul part. Again, it all starts back at this core element, which is self-love. So now we take a journey into body, because body, for those that know what's coming, you know where I'm going. Okay, our body. Now, our bodies are the most tangible of our thoughts, our belief systems, and everything. Have you ever walked up to a friend and been like, oh, wow, Shane, you look sad today. Is everything okay? How do we know that? They haven't said anything. They haven't worn a label saying I'm sad today, but it's something that you can see and feel. And you can see when a person is wearing grief on their face. You can feel when a person is hurting. You can also sense when that person who's the life of the party walks in and all of a sudden the energy in the room lifts and everyone starts to have a better time. Our bodies are the most tangible results of the frequency that we feel. And going back to the statements I said earlier, everything is energy. Everything is energy. So if everything is energy, then we have to protect our energy the most. So what does that look like? Well, our energy comprises of our thoughts. We've dealt with that in the subconscious mind. Our feelings, our emotions. Our emotions are just energy in motion. Our intentions, because a lot of people intend to do something, but then their actions don't quite meet that, and our actions. So that's our energy. But if you had to say to a person in the gym, oh, how much energy did you have? They'd say, oh, well, I actually had a really crappy workout because I had like a really heavy lunch before I may have worked out. Or I feel so incredible, like I just managed to do my personal best. I ran an extra 5Ks this morning, or I lifted an extra 2 kgs. What is that energy we're talking about? That is your physical vitality energy, which also adds to the energy of who you are being and what you are attracting. Okay, so our energy is of utmost importance. Now, when we look at energy from a physical aspect, we look at it in terms of food and exercise. And again, we've got this beautiful mind-body connection. So when we start to think thoughts of even me, like, okay, if I wanted to reach this microphone, okay, there, it's picking it up, it's holding it, putting it back down. I'm being able to do things because it starts in my mind and it sends processes subconsciously and everything works so beautifully, right? So now when it comes to exercise and it comes to food, how do those thoughts start? How do those processes start? Well, it all starts at an identity level, okay? Because if you truly believe that you are a lazy person, your habits are going to reflect that. And whatever you believe about yourself, you're going to be attracting. So can you start to see how this is all compounding? But if you believe that you are a lazy person, you may not want to exercise or look after yourself. And then you're going to start attracting more things into your life from that standpoint. Now, at an identity level, which is also starts to go into the soul side of things, have you given yourself permission to be all that you are again? Because we often don't allow ourselves to be all that we're meant to be because we believe that our worth of who we are meant to be and how we are meant to shine in the world is of no use, and therefore we dim our lights. Okay? And if we're dimming our lights, if we're not shining brightly of who we're meant to be in this lifetime, you are not allowing yourself to practice deep self-love, deep compassion. Self-love is the act of, again, saying, I want to look after myself. And because I want to look after myself, I'm going to nourish my body with the foods that I know that it needs. I'm going to nourish myself with the exercise that I know I get to do. Health is not about what you look like. I'm going to say that again. Health is not about how you look. Health is so much more than that. When we move our bodies, we are very physically moving energy around us. Okay. Now, if we go back to last week where I spoke about how you need to shift energy and change your state of energy if you want to attract things into your life, well, guess what? Movements is a part of that. And there's a difference in working out because you ate the cake and now you need to punish yourself for the calories you ate versus I get to celebrate my body because she's so strong, because I just want her to move the energy. I want that resistance, that stuck feeling inside my body to be released. Now, I have this crazy cool, weird gift where when I'm coaching my clients, I actually feel in my body when I tap into the energy exactly where they're experiencing resistance. And because I understand from like a meta medicine and meta health perspective as to what the different emotional blocks can cause in our bodies, I can start to really understand what resistance they might be feeling. So I've worked with so many different clients of all different, like with all different sorts of things that they want to manifest into their lives. And often I work with clients that are wanting to start building a business. And very often my lower back starts to hurt. When I jump on a call, my lower back starts to hurt. My shoulders start to tense up. Sometimes my breath even starts to change. And in that moment, I can say, lower back, how is your relationship with your finances? And people are like, yeah, not good. I'm like, yeah, you're in scarcity and you're not rooted in who you are. And you're really worried that you're running out of finances, or that you're going to run out of finances, or that, and they're like, how did you know? I'm like, well, I can feel it in your lower back. I can literally feel where the resistance is in my clients when I tap into their energy, obviously with their permission. Their shoulders, I'm like, you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Now, depending on which side of your body, and depending on whether you're right or left hand dominant, which is not right-handed and not left-handed, it's something completely different. I can say, oof, you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders in regards to your home situation. What is that like? And this is why my clients can never come with surface level problems to me, because we'll always go so much deeper, because I can feel it in my body where things need to shift, where things need to change. Our bodies hold the wisdom. Now, the biggest key component that I keep circling back, if our bodies hold the wisdom, self-love is an act of taking the best care of yourself. So this is where self-care comes in, because self-love and self-care are interlinked, right? And when you choose to love yourself, you'll probably start practicing self-care more naturally. Why? Because you believe you are worth it. Can you see how this is all starting to fit again together? You believe that you are worth it, so therefore you take better care of yourself, and your body can then function better. Health is one of the most underrated things. Food is the most concrete substance that we put into our body. Our environment will affect our health. Our thoughts will affect our health. Everything can affect our health if we are not acutely aware of it. And if we are not acutely aware of our health, then we're probably less likely to manifest our desires. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, one of the things I did it was actually at the beginning of the year. And one of the things that I love to do is there's this beautiful meditation that is in Unleash Your Hero. And I do it to meet my future self and to get different advice from what she needs. And this year it was just move your body every day. Because when you move your body every day intentionally, you're shifting energy and you're letting go of all the things that don't serve you. And it's just so true. So with health, I've been on a massive journey with my body. I'm so grateful to her. And it never used to be this way. But I really do believe that because of the gratitude I show my body every single day, I've been able to heal from the birth that I had so much quicker than if I didn't have this amount of gratitude and love for her. So because I've also got different tools in my toolbox, I was able to deeply accept that I'd had to have an emergency C-section, which was like another whole thing in itself. But just from acceptance and loving my scar and everything that goes with a cesarean, I've been able to heal so much better. And a lot of people say like, wow, you really look like you're glowing. You look like motherhood has become you. Like everybody keeps complimenting me on how good I look. And I truly believe it's because I feel good in my body because of all the tools that I've got available to me. And because I've taken on the identity of a particular version, because we could all take on the identity of a mom, but what does that actually mean? And because of the identity that I have chosen to take on, so many different things have shifted and happened for me. So since becoming a mom, I now have traditions. One is roast Sundays. Every Sunday we have a roast, whether it's with friends or just Lloyd and I, and it's a beautiful tradition that I'm absolutely loving. There are other things that I've been just better at doing because that's what my belief systems have informed. And one of the things is that I'm taking the best care of myself that I've ever taken. And that includes things like my new favorite obsession, which is face yoga. Absolutely love it. And it's not because I want my face to look a certain way. It's just because it makes me feel so good to give myself that time to look after myself. I've always, since knowing about how to eat in alignment with your human design, I've always kind of followed those principles. And now more than ever before, my sacral is literally so delighted because I get to follow how my human design works in accordance to how I eat. So I'm a generator. I'm an emotional generator. and I am a hot determination. So what this basically means is, for me, and this will be different for people, but I have to get really excited about what I'm eating and the exercise I'm doing in order for it to work for me. And hydration is of absolute key elements to me. It is absolutely so, so important. So, and also not cold water. It needs to be room temperature or warm water. And just by doing things like that, like just knowing these little tips and tricks, I've been able to heal my body so much faster. I've been able to then manifest so much more, because my energy, in terms of my physical vitality energy, is actually very high right now. And even though I'm still in my postpartum period, I really am thriving because of the tools that I have available to me. So this brings me to my very exciting next point. Thank you, Vern. And I was literally just saying, so for those that may not be able to see the comments, I've just received the comment, "You look gorgeous," from somebody that's just jumped online. And I was just saying how people keep complimenting me on how I look postpartum. And it's because of all of these tools. It's because I've taken the mindsets, I've invested in my body, and I keep realigning to my soul of how my soul needs to be in this world. So if you perhaps are currently feeling like you're bashing your head against the wall and your desires are just not manifesting, and you're not feeling good within yourself, you can feel that there's resistance inside your body, and that just feels like, oh, everything feels uncomfortable right now. And your reactions are starting, or your life is starting to look like, oh, why are people taking advantage of me? I'm such a nice person, yet everyone just walks all over me. They take advantage of me. They take advantage of my time. I'm working longer hours and nobody seems to be paying me any respect. If you've ever thought of a conversation like that, got the solution for you. If you have ever thought, oh, I really want to follow my dreams, but 2023, I'm just going to play it safe. I'm going to work on X, Y, and Z. And then maybe in like a few years' time, then I'll go chase after my dreams. So that's dimming your lights. If you have had anything like that, then you need to listen up. Because as of tonight, I'm so delighted to announce that Mind Your Body is once again open. Okay. And Mind Your Body is one of the most special programs. It's a program that we always have so much fun in. We have dance parties, we shift our energy, we have movement. And I had discontinued it at the beginning of last year. But I'm bringing it back because there are 3 things that I really want people to learn about. And it's what's coming to this round of Mind Your Body. So the first is, I want people to understand how to eat and live in accordance to their human design energy type and their cognition. So there's going to be a whole human design section on how you get to align to your soul, because you've now given yourself permission. So this is the thing. The moment you make an investment like that into yourself, the moment you say, I'm actually choosing to live myself and to change myself and to work on myself, the universe is already going to say, oh, she's starting to love herself more. This is proof that she's loving herself more. The investment is a very tangible energy exchange for yourself. And when you show up for yourself, so do other people. The second thing is that we are adding in 2 bonus modules. So a lot of ladies who have done Mind Your Body have gone on to compete and do bikini competitions, right? And not something I would ever want to do, but I admire those ladies so much, because the amount of dedication it takes to be a bikini athlete is crazy. It's crazy. And in order to be a competitive athlete, whether it's bikini competitions or running or swimming, like, there is a reason why every professional athlete has a coach. there is a reason. And that is because your mind has to be so crystal focused. Your identity has to be so clearly defined in order for you to step into that athletic, successful mindset. And an athlete eats, breathes, sleeps, and lives through their identity of being an athlete. When I did Mad to Run, which was a good couple of years ago now, I trained with triathletes. It's a really incredible club that I was a part of. And they were athletes that would actually get invited to Kona, which is where the Ironman championships would be held. And just being around them, I learned so much about their mindsets. Their idea of fun on a Friday evening was doing a 4-hour cycle marathon. Okay, that they wouldn't go to the pub and have a beer. They would go and cycle and train together. Their community was like family. Every time they would go for an incredibly intense run, they'd go for coffee afterwards. And it was that family, that community, that bond, and their mindsets that attracted them to all be in that same position. And it was just incredible to witness, to be a part of that. I myself have been a figure skater. I myself have done go-kart racing. I've done so many different types of sports that I do understand what it takes to be a competitive athlete. And there's going to be a whole section on that as well for those that have gone through our program to become bikini athletes, which I think is incredible. How amazing is that? And then the last bonus section is for ladies going through postpartum. Now, I know that that is not for everyone, and it can be a very vulnerable and a very sensitive topic. And that is why it's a bonus module. It's not something that is going to be a make or break if you don't do that section in the program. It's literally going to be a bonus added on section for those that choose that journey, because I know it's not a journey that everybody wants to go on. But just knowing the womb healing that I've had to facilitate on myself, the debriefing of my birth that I've had to facilitate on myself, the societal pressures of, oh, so are you back to your pre-pregnancy weight yet? Can't stand that question. But those society pressures and how to implement boundaries for people asking those stupid questions. That is a stupid question. It will get a stupid answer. So there are going to be some incredible additional things coming into Mind Your Body. And we start on Saturday. So you have 3 days in which to sign up. That is how quick this is going. And if you choose to join this program, I can guarantee you that you're going to understand the first core elements, the step that most people miss, which is self-love. You're going to understand how to truly, deeply, profoundly, and compassionately love yourself, all of yourself. And what happens is that when you do that, you can start to understand health in a different way, because you're taking on the identity of somebody that wants to truly value, love, and honor themselves. And when you're taking on that identity of, I truly value, love, and honor myself, and my health is now starting to improve, you're starting to manifest more. And you're going to do it in a way that's unique to you. So I'm not going to give you a cookie cutter strategy of, this should be your morning routine. We don't have cookie cutter strategies here. We don't have one size fits all solutions here. We've got pillars upon which you can build things, and we've got tools in which you can implement, but it's going to be different for everyone. I'm just going to equip you with how you get to be in alignment with your unique soul's blueprints within Mind Your Body. So Mind Your Body is not a program that's going to give you a diet, or it's going to give you an exercise routine, although there are some exercise sessions in there for fun. Why? Because we know when we move our bodies, we're shifting energy, and it gets to be fun. It gets to be a celebration of how strong we get to be. Okay. It is not a program that is going to talk about medical health issues, right? But it is a program that's going to help you understand what medical conditions are in your reality because of a deeper emotional reason, right? So let me explain that a little bit more. I don't believe that anything happens by coincidence. And during my pregnancy, and I know that most people, and some people even said to me, but Kylie, it's just a common thing during pregnancy. Once you've given birth, you'll be grand. And that was that my wrists were in so much pain, like especially in the last few weeks building up to my birth, my wrists were in agony. Now, when I was pregnant, all of my fears were amplified drastically. And I had a lot of fears that came up around money, because obviously being an entrepreneur, if I do not work, well, I do not get an income, right? Well, that's a belief system, and it has changed subsequently because there's passive offers. But there was that very like black and white thinking when I was pregnant. And your wrists are actually an extension of your heart chakra. And your heart chakra is the space of giving and receiving energy. And it was my left wrist that was blocked. And your left side, for most people, not all, but for most people, is the receiving side. And my wrist was so stuck. Well, it was so sore because I wasn't allowing myself to receive. And the moment I came to this awareness and I shifted this belief system and I shifted the energy out of it, I started making those passive sales every single day. Whether it was a journal sale, I made a lot of money code mastery sales. It was just incredible to see how the physical evidence had proven itself. Okay. And your hands, my left hand has become so sore all of a sudden. Right. Where are you not receiving? Often, and this is my theory, often, and I am generalizing here, but as a pregnant woman, we still have this kind of mentality of, I can do everything myself. Don't know why people are trying to help me, when especially you can see that a lady is very, very pregnant. People are going to offer you help. And if you're resisting that, you're not receiving. Okay. So if you're not receiving, how can you receive more? How can you receive more? Because if you can't receive help, you probably can't receive your abundance either, in whatever form that may be, whether it's a new car, the money, the love of your life, the peace and happiness that you're searching for, whatever it is, you need to be able to receive it, whatever it is. So I see Eunice is here as well. And she's like, this is where her Mind Your Hero journey started so many moons ago. And yes, for a lot of people, Mind Your Body is the first program that they do start their journey with Mind Your Hero in. Mind Your Body is our most affordable big program. Okay. It is a really affordable and easy to enter program. So this is why so many people start there. Because if you start there, again, you're building the solid foundations. You're building deep core foundations that you can then build however high you want to go, skyscraper, whatever you want to build, because you're building the deep foundations. And it's so important to get those foundations correct. Okay, it's where healing starts. The deeper healing we're too scared to talk about, or too scared to open up about, or don't even know about, or don't even know can be the cause of our health issue completely. So for those on Facebook, I will pop the link into the chat box of where you get to sign up for Mind Your Body. And for those that want to sign up for Mind Your Body and would like the links, and you either on Instagram, watching the podcast, or wherever you may be watching this, I will send you the link. Just reach out to us. Instagram, inbox, best place to find me. But I am delighted. And if you are, like you and it, is a past Mind Your Body participant and you want to redo it and be part of the live rounds, which are going to be different. Now, this is how Mind Your Hero is changing a bit this year. So for anybody that has been a part of our world for a while, don't worry, you will still have lifetime access to all the content. You'll also get grandfathered into any new content that is in the portal. But where the magic will happen is in the live sessions. Live sessions will be every Saturday morning, because we've also got a couple of people moving or have moved to Oz. And a lot of them have been like, but I really want to join your programs, and the time difference. So we're doing early morning Saturday so that people in Australia can also join. And that is where the magic will happen, because in those sessions, I'll be able to tap into your energy and feel what needs to be shifted. We'll have really fun conversations. You'll be able to ask more questions specific to you. And if you are a past member of Mind Your Body and you want to be there for this new stuff, you get it at a very discounted rate. Very, very discounted rate. It is a very small fee. So if you want to rejoin, you get to rejoin. And if you haven't seen yet, the Hero Collective exists because so many of our clients start at Mind Your Body and then they go into Unleash Your Hero. And now, obviously, Money Code Mastery was a new program, but so many people that have invested in one of our programs before had invested then in Money Code Mastery. And for that reason, we decided to package them all together. We've now got the Hero Collective, and you can invest into all of our top 3 programs for a much discounted rate. And this is my gift to you because February is my birthday month and I'm turning 33. And 33 is a great number. We like double digits around here. We love angel numbers around here. And 3 holds the energy of achieving your goals, and the guides and angels and whoever you believe in are helping you along the pathway to achieving your goals. So we really like the number 33. And in terms of the energy forecast, in terms of what's happening planetary-wise, apparently February is going to be a very cool month to make decisions. So if you want to make a decision to change your life forever, now would probably be a good time. Okay. So thank you all for joining. If you have any questions, now's your time to ask. And it can be about anything. It can be about health. It can be about human design. It can be whatever it is that you want to ask. Amazing. So yes, Vern's birthday is this month and Giovanna's birthday. Oh, that's so exciting. Also my birthday this month. Oh, yay to us, and so good to know about it. Yeah, apparently it's a really powerful, energetic month. So it's a great month to choose yourself, to then start your year, because let's be honest, who really starts the year in January? January is like the trial month for the rest of the year. It's like, okay, cool. We're going to start in January, but like the first week of January is always a write-off. And then you're trying to get back into the swing of things. And then February is like the month it's like, okay, I've got my shit together. Now I'm going to start. Okay. So January is the trial month for the rest of the year. We've now started the year. And if you're building your strong foundations, then this is a place to start. Oh, can you talk about some planet vibes for Feb? How exciting. I can't talk too much on it yet because I haven't done too much research, but the person I follow, which is Natalie something, she's doing a really cool energy forecast, and I've been seeing a lot of stuff coming through from the human design aspect. So yeah, I know that this year is going to be a good year. It's going to be hopefully different because there's not as many planets in retrograde, which is really such a relief. I'm also stoked about the Hero Collective. I'm so stoked about the Hero Collective. I think it is going to be amazing. We've already welcomed 4 amazing heroes into there, and there's 4 more considering. So yes, I am very, very excited for what is to come. Very excited. Okay, it doesn't seem like there's any other questions. But thank you so much for joining. I have loved every single second with you. And I hope to see some of you in Mind Your Body. And I will chat to you all very, very soon. Bye, everyone.